Alright guys, so if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I've done my fair share of reviews. No. Ugh. But my reviews are usually tapes and glues. But so today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be reviewing this Cove Bluetooth speaker. Now, before we get started, I need to tell you that this video is sponsored by Cove, and if you check out the top of my description, I'll have a link there. If you use that link, and then at checkout, if you use code TUBE65, TUBE65, whenever you order one of these speakers, you will get 65% off of your order. That's an amazing deal. You should definitely take advantage of that. So what I want to do is I want to do a durability test on this thing. But before that, let's just go over some specifications. First, it has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. If you play music at full volume, that's going to get you about 6.5 hours or so of playtime, which is a lot. And that's at full volume. But if you turn the volume, say, halfway down, or you listen to something a little bit less intense, like a podcast or something, you'll get 7, 8, 9 hours pretty easy out of this thing. Also, one of my favorite features is that it has a built-in microphone. So if you're listening to music or a podcast or whatever, you get a call, you can just answer your call with this and just talk to this. You don't have to try to fight around, disconnect, and then talk on your phone or any of that. You can just do it right through here. It also has a volume knob on the top, this little wheel right here. You can hear that beep. That means that you're at max volume. Also in the box, you get this speaker, and you get this box inside of the box, which is gonna have some little piece of paper that you're never gonna read, but it comes with an auxiliary cord and a charge cable. Both nice things to have. And it's really nice that they included an aux port on this speaker, so you don't have to use Bluetooth if you don't have it or you don't want to. It also has 2 different modes. If you look right here, you can probably see that blue light switching sides. It has a normal mode and a bass mode, and it also has a nice subwoofer down here. And if you're listening to music that has more bass or whatever, has these 2 rubber strips on the back, so you can just set it down like this, so that way this subwoofer has plenty of room to work. And the top here that you can see is also touch sensitive, so if a song comes on that you don't like or whatever, you can just swipe one way or the other and go swipe through your playlist and all that stuff. And the Bluetooth range, they say, and I'm going to do this test here in a minute and you'll see, but they claim that the Bluetooth is 30 feet, the Bluetooth distance that it can connect is 30 feet, but it's actually way longer than that, and you'll see that here in a second. Let's start testing. All right guys, so now obviously we are inside the house, we're in my podcast room. So like I said, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna leave this speaker right here on this table. We're gonna walk to the other side of the house, which is 55, 60 feet, through 4 walls. I'm going to have this GoPro that's gonna follow me and my phone to the other side of the house. You guys are gonna stay here, and you're gonna see if the speaker connects, disconnects, whatever it does. And so I don't get a copyright strike, we're gonna listen to some flute music. All right, let's go. Here we go. And just like that, we are at the complete opposite side of the house. Oh, I'm tripping over stuff. Actually, I'm tripping over the biggest roll of duct tape that I made in a previous video. So, as you can see, we're at 55, 60 feet. We're through 4 walls, and it's still connected. You can see, I'll turn it down. Turn it back up. So, still very much connected. The Bluetooth is very impressive on this thing. They definitely underestimated the Bluetooth connection. Alright, as you can tell, Bluetooth connection, super strong. They definitely underestimated this. I mean, as you saw, 55, 60 feet through 4 walls, good to go. So definitely, if you have like a smaller house, kind of like I do, I can put this speaker anywhere in the house, and I can take my phone anywhere else in the house, and it has never disconnected, not even once. So let's move on to some drop tests. Alright, so for the drop test, this doesn't have any like specific drop rating, so I'm just gonna go I'm pretty much just gonna do whatever I want, to be honest. I'm just gonna turn the flute sounds back on, and then from the top of this table, I'm just gonna knock it over into the floor, and I'm gonna do that I think I'm gonna do that 50 times and just see how it holds up. 50 times, here we go. Really? Okay, so after the first drop, this side cover came off. I think this thing just pops back on, that's what it looks like. Okay, yeah, no big deal. Just pops on and off. So it'll probably fall off again. So if it falls off again, I'm just gonna leave it off and we're just gonna continue our drops. So that was one. There's three. All right, 10 drops in. Both of the side covers fell off, but it still works, and it doesn't seem to be any damage. So we're gonna keep going. Alright, that was 50. Now let's check out the damage. Alright, so after being dropped 50 times from the table, you can see that there's not much damage. You can see that the top here is kind of scuffed. Nothing really bad. The bottom around here is kind of scuffed. Nothing really bad. All the speakers, subwoofer, everything works. Nothing's damaged. The only thing that makes it kind of look ugly is that the side covers fell off, which are no big deal. They just kind of, yeah. That one goes there. Oh, come on. Excuse me. Did you go in here or not? There you go. Yeah, so they just pop back on. That popped out, pop that there. And it still looks pretty much good as new. Everything still works. So let's move on to something else. Alright guys, so on this one we're going to be doing another drop test, but it's going to be kind of a more realistic drop test. I'm going to walk, pretend like I trip, drop it, then we're going to check and see if it works. Oh, oh, oh no. Oh, let's see if it still works. Yep, still works. Alright, let's try again. Well, we lost the front panel. This looks really bad, but I bet this still works. Yeah, it still works. Oh, the buttons. We've lost use of the buttons. Oh, come on. I think it's starting to get kind of bent out of shape. Kind of starting to separate right here. That's kind of why it's not fitting. Oh, there we go. Just make sure everything still works. Yep, you can hear that beep. Volume knob still works. Let's take this back off and see if we can figure out how to make this thing work again. All right, so after I tripped and it got slammed on the ground, obviously as you saw, this front panel came off, and then I put it back on, and now the buttons don't work. So what I did was I was looking around and I found this little rubber piece that looks important, and these buttons don't work, so I'm gonna assume that this goes under the panel just like this, and then that'll make the buttons work, hopefully. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tear into it and see if we can pop this panel back off. Let's not stab ourselves, how about that? Get in there. Maybe I just need a bigger knife. All right, maybe this will do it. Get in there. It worked, and just as I suspected, it looks to me, yeah, that probably goes like that, I would assume, because it has to click those buttons, and I'd say that goes there. Actually, let's put this here. Ooh, yeah, that looks like it fits right in there. Put this here. All right, it's working. The modes work. Does the power button work? That's the sound it makes when it turns off. Let's make sure it turns back on. Come on, connect to the phone. Well, I'm sure that'll be beeped out because that's copyright. All right, so it seems like now we have a fully functioning speaker again. So I think now it's time to move on to the water test. The water test. Obviously I have my 5-gallon bucket here full of water. And like I said in the beginning, this thing is IPX4 rated, which I don't remember the exact technical term, but it's for splashes or maybe light splashes or something. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna splash it. We're gonna set it up right here. I have a bucket of water, and then we're just gonna splash it, I guess, and see what happens. And then if it makes it through that, which I'm sure it will, we'll do something a little more crazy. I'm actually gonna keep that turned down just a little bit, just so you can hear me. All right, so it's on, it's working. Now let's splash it. Okay, not that impressive. The whole thing is wet. Let's maybe splash it from the side. Okay, everything is still working fine. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna dunk it in and out real fast and see what happens. See if it makes it. All right, 1, 2, 3. It's still working. Does the button still work? Buttons still work. Volume goes all the way up. All right, so what do we do now? All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna knock it in there and then get it out, so it's in there just a little bit longer, and we'll see what happens with that. 1, 2. Wow. It's still working. So this is I think it's rated for IPX4 for a splash proof. I think every time I hit this up here, I think it turns the Spotify on, which is no good because that's copyrighted. Actually, let's turn it all the way up and see if it'll play for a second under the water. Oh, I bet it's doing something stupid. Oh. It disconnected. Oh, maybe all that water did have an effect. Buttons still work. Let's turn it off. Maybe all that water did start to get into it. That took a while though. I mean, that spent quite a bit of time under the water. Oh, it's getting worse. Now it won't change. Well, I guess technically it's supposed to be turned off. Yeah. I think it's dead. Alright guys, so I guess since there's water everywhere, our speaker's dead, I guess it's time to end this video. So hopefully after all these tests I've done in this video, you can see just how durable this speaker is. I mean, it pretty much exceeds everything that it's rated for. So like I said in the beginning, there will be a link in the description of this video. Use code TUBE65 and then you'll get 65% off this speaker. I mean, you just saw everything that it was able to take before it finally died. So at 65% off, that is an amazing deal. Go ahead and take advantage of that while you can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.